Hi everyone, welcome back to Yellow Cottage Soapery. I am going to be making a Rosemary Peppermint soap. It's a remake of one I've made before, but I'm going to change the design just because I feel like it. I'm going to do two different color greens in the bottom, and then I'm going to do a layer of white, and then I'm going to try something different that I've never tried. It may or may not work, but I bought these stencils, and I'm wondering if it would work once I may have to wait till the top hardens, and then I may have to make another small batch and just smear it over the top, let it sit until it hardens, and then peel this off. And I'm hoping to have the imprint on the soap so then I can paint it with mica. But I have these few different designs. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it. And like I said, I may have to wait until tomorrow to do it, but I'll just see. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm adding sodium lactate to my lye solution because for some reason my soap just is not hardening up like I need it to lately. And this is going to be really full. I should have known better. And I'm going to go ahead and spread the rest of the soap on top of the stencil. This is just an experiment, so the stencil is not necessarily what I would want, but it's what I had, so I'm going to try it. And then I'm hoping I can just pull off the stencil and the imprint will be there, and then I can paint it with mica. So I'm just going to lightly spread it on, enough to cover all the stencil. I have no idea if this is going to work. And it was so thin I could have done a pretty top, but with the green. Jeez. Okay, I will let you guys know how this turns out, and I'll peel it off and show you if it works and if I can paint it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Hi guys, welcome back to Yellow Cottage Soapery. I was just experimenting with this before I turned on the camera. This was the Rosemary Peppermint, and I haven't cut it yet, obviously. But I wanted to show you, this is upside down, but the stencil I had put on the top, I did remove it probably 3 hours after I had made the soap, because I just kept checking it and I was able to peel it off, and it did leave an imprint on here. So I'm just trying right now. I mixed up some micas and I'm trying to paint on it to see how it looks. And you can see I did the one design, and it seemed to work out okay. Now this is just a test. This is not a pattern that I wanted on here or anything, but was just testing it out to see if I could get the imprint by doing it that way. So I've just started painting this stencil. They're not the same, obviously. So I'll just go ahead and work on that for a minute. I won't bore you. I'll probably speed it up through it, but you can kind of get an idea. I just mixed up some mica. I didn't measure it, but I just mixed it up and added a little bit of rubbing alcohol in it, and kept adding a little bit more, adding it until I felt like it was gonna work for painting. A lot of times, or in the past when I've painted things, I have mixed it with either a lightweight oil or glycerin, and I have found with both of those that it doesn't seem like whatever it is completely dries. In other words, the mica comes off on your hand. I've done it with embeds and stuff before. So I'm doing alcohol because I think that it will dry better and then hopefully not, come off on your hands. So this is just a test all the way around to see if this technique could work. I know that there was a challenge doing it like impression mats, and I wanted to watch a video just because I'm curious how they do that. Maybe it's the same concept as this, and I could have saved myself some time and went and watched those to see how they did that. But I was just curious because I had some stencils and I just wanted to see if this could work or not. I think it would work best if you did it in a slab mold, because you could do, a bigger. I was just really limited what I could use because it had to be longer and thinner, and I didn't really have a lot. So, but I think, this is kind of cool. You can kind of see the little imprints of where the stencil was and the square piece. But once I cut it, you really won't, be able to see that. So overall, I think that there's probably some fun things you could do with this idea. And I'll probably dabble a little bit more and see, what else I can do. Because I'm always looking for something fun and different. But I really like this stencil. The look of it, I think that would be cool down a whole loaf. I'd have to get another one because I think you have to, you have to put it on the soap and then put the other layer on top of it. I think like a pretty, a consistency, what am I trying to say? I think you have a small window of time to lay it on there, and then the other layer was probably it was a thick trace when I put the layer over top. So I don't see it working with thin trace soap because I think if you laid the stencil on it, it was really thin. Maybe it would, actually, because maybe you could push it and it would sink down in a tad bit and you wouldn't have to put a layer on the top. It would sink down in and then you could peel it off. That's something else that I could try. Just, you know, testing the different types of trace with the soap and see what happens. But I ended up mixing up a little bit of purple just to give it some color on the top because there's just two color greens and white on the inside. Welcome back to Yellow Cottage Soapery. I'm going to go ahead and cut this Rosemary Peppermint. Now this was the painting that I did on the top just to test it out with a stencil. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it. It's not going to be real fancy inside. I just did two color greens and then a white swirl in the middle. Well, I think I tried some sodium lactate with this batch, and it seems like it helps, so it's a little bit harder than it normally is, so let's see if we get any kind of a butterfly, because I tried to do that, and not really any kind of butterfly. Maybe if you just like, it's like wings flying. No, it really doesn't. But those do look like a set of eyes, like creepy eyes or something. I don't know. It's pretty. I like it because it's subtle. It's you know, I'm always using really bright, vivid colors, and I love to do that. Every once in a while, it's nice to do one that's just kind of more simple. So I think I definitely will try the stencil thing again. Now, I'm not one to like stenciling on my walls or anything, unless it's like, I don't know, it'd have to be a certain type of stencil, I guess. So this isn't necessarily a pattern that I wanted, but it gave me ideas for other soaps that I can try to make and share with you guys, of maybe other techniques that you can do to pattern the top of your soap instead of just the traditional swirls, which, I mean, are beautiful. So but okay, the rest is going to be the same. It's just got the little bit of a different stencil on the top. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.